Okay, we're with Sydney and Lynn from Silhouettes, the pride of the Rocky Mountains.
Yay, I like that. I haven't heard that before. Thank you for that title.
No problem. Congratulations on making it this far.
Thank you.
You must not be the least bit surprised. America was blown away the very first time we saw you.
No, we were. I was already packed. I really felt, no, really, we thought we were going home. We thought, I had the kids prepped for it. We really didn't do what we wanted to do. And we just felt disappointed that we didn't,
Really?
we know when we reach the audience and we know when we don't. And it was a nice effect. We tried something new.
You're talking about the performance,
Yeah.
the last performance.
Yeah.
I was a little bit confused, I'll admit.
Yeah.
I didn't sort of catch on until, I think, midway through what was going on.
Right.
It was the creation of Earth, right? The creation of the world.
We wanted to create the perfect world, but you can't do that in 90 seconds. You just
No.
can't. It takes a lot longer.
The universe has been around for many, many years,
Right.
and they still haven't found the perfect world.
Right.
Your performance before that is probably the most memorable of the entire season.
Thank
I think
you.
a lot of people would say. How do you top that?
It's hard to top pride. It's hard to patriotic pride. You know, patriotism is a very hard thing to top. I'm not sure we're trying to top anything. I think we're basically in this for every experience that we have, every performance that we have. We're really not in this to win. Everybody keeps asking us, how badly do you want to win it? I never teach these kids that it's about winning. It's always about giving to the audience and performing. And every moment that you have, every second that you have is going to be an inspirational moment, and it's a life lesson. So we're not really trying to top anything. We're just trying to reach in different ways. And so we figured it out. We figured out what we're going to do, and the kids feel very comfortable with it, and we feel very at home with and at peace with what we've chosen to do for this next show.
How many silhouettes are there?
Well, there's 70, well, there's 200 back in Denver, and there's 70 on the performance scenes that we pull from. For this actual show, there's 40. So, yeah, Silhouettes is kind of an ever-changing cast, and this cast has been the same one since the beginning of America's Got Talent, with a few additions, a few changes, a few injuries, a few people going to college. So right now we have 40.
So 40 people. You're going to need a lot of accountants to divide up that $1 million prize, huh?
You tell them about the prize.
Well, if we do have the honor of winning the $1 million, we have all sat down as a group and decided that we want to put a little bit of it away towards our colleges, and and then we want to give a big portion of it to homeless children in Colorado.
Really?
Yes.
That's very, very selfless of you guys. Very nice.
Well, a few years ago, I wanted to teach the kids to dance for a higher purpose, and so we sat down and said, who do you want to dance for? And they said, well, what is it? I said, well, look around you. And we found out, we did some research that there was over 2,100 children average age 9 on the streets in Denver, and the kids were horrified by that. So we do a show every year, it's called Kids Helping Kids, and we raise money for homeless shelters. There's one, we actually do a class every Monday night for homeless kids to come to from shelters, a free class so they can take dance. It's important, and it changed them. It changed them where they stopped thinking just about themselves, about their next iPad, or when they were going to get the leading role, and they started dancing for a higher purpose. So immediately, the very first thing that came to their minds was when they said, well, because we had to sit down and say, well, if you win, it's a big, huge, if, but if you do, what would you like to do? And they said, well, absolutely, because not only are there homeless children in Colorado, we found out that there's 1.5 across America, 1.5 million homeless children. So we want to make a difference. We want to make a difference with our performances, and we want to change lives. And these children's lives have changed through America's Got Talent, and they don't want to be selfish with that. They would like to share that and change children's lives with this opportunity.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how your lives have changed since you've done this. Getting to come to Hollywood, be on television, probably met a few movie stars along the way. So what's the journey been like for you?
Well, the journey has been absolutely amazing. It's probably the best thing I think any of us Silhouettes have experienced, and I think most of that comes from that we get to experience it together. We're like a big family, we love each other so much, and with Miss Lynn in it too, it just makes it that much better. So doing it together has been phenomenal.
You've got so many members in the Silhouettes. How difficult is it to join the crew? I mean, is it the kind of thing where you accept everybody and find a position for them, or is there a waiting list?
Well, there is a waiting list now. There's a waiting list now, but it's basically where we're actually, it depends on what show people want us to do. If they want us to do photo, like the America show takes a lot of bodies. We barely had enough bodies on that stage to make that. We could not fill Mount Rushmore at all. George Washington always had a hole in his head. We couldn't fix that. But It depends. I mean, we have many different casts of silhouettes as well. So the great thing about silhouettes is that it's not one voice or one person that's playing the piano. It's an en masse group of dancers that can be ever forming, ever changing. Adults can be doing it, and we do have adults that do it. So we're looking at creating 4 different casts, but it's not difficult to join the silhouettes. They just need to be training at my studio so that I can work with them. Or I teach at many studios across the nation as a guest artist. I can pull people from those if I get a job in that city, that kind of thing.
Could you go on the road?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're actually talking about that. First, I created What's Life After AGT, so that when the children finish this, whenever they get eliminated, and they finish it, I wanted them to have something else to look forward to so that it wasn't a devastating loss.
Right.
So we're going to get on a bus, and we're going to go perform for homeless shelters and bring clothing, food, and money for homeless shelters. That's our first thing.
All over Colorado?
The nation.
All over the nation? You're going to go on a nationwide tour of your own?
We would like to. And not for money, but to help. So, you know, and I think we can find people who will fund that. I think corporations would help us with that, or we'll figure out how to do it on our own. We figured out how to get this far on our own en masse.
Right.
And then I think at that point, anything's possible. You know, we don't want to predict the future, but we're going to embrace whatever comes our way.
So we're not going to have situations where 9-year-olds are dropping out of school to go live in Vegas and perform on the strip, right?
No, absolutely not. They are required to maintain a 3.0 grade point average.
To be in the group?
And one girl was coming close to not coming because her principal called me the day they asked for the travel roster and told me, yes, she's back up to a 3.0 because I'm very serious about this. Because it's easy to just go, I just want to dance. But they are all on online, it's an online virtual academy right now that the school systems helped us with in Colorado. Every single school, because they all come from many different, and they have their laptops and they do school every day. They're doing school right now.
Wow.
In the lot.
Really?
Yeah, they do 4 hours here.
Except for you.
I know she got out of it. We're having all the fun.
You're the smartest one, right? You got out of doing schoolwork.
She's a 4.0, that's for sure.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much, and best of luck, and we look forward to seeing what you have next.
Thank you so much.